Hello, welcome all. In this video, let's see how we can set up a RAID array in DietPi installed on a Raspberry Pi. This is the second video in the series of videos through which I'm planning to show how I set up a private cloud storage using Raspberry Pi. So in the larger scheme of things, we will be setting up the storage for our cloud now in this video. Let's begin by connecting to our Pi. I'm now trying to SSH into the Pi from PowerShell. In case you'd like to know what sort of setup has been done so far or how the IP address of Pi is identified, you may click the link that shows up on the screen now or the one in the description down below. We are now logged into the Pi. By now, I've plugged in two 16 GB USB drives labeled Store 1 and Store 2 to the Pi's USB ports. I've just issued the block ID command to display these devices as recognized by the OS. From the output, we can see that the devices defsda and defsdb have the labels Store 1 and 2. That means we'll be building the RAID array on these devices. Also note that these drives are now in NTFS format and we will be formatting it to ext4 after we complete the RAID setup. This slide gives a quick peek on the various RAID levels. If you are looking for more information on RAID levels, I'll leave some links in the description below. For this project, we will be creating a RAID 1 array as I am leaning more towards redundancy and cost effectiveness of the cloud storage that we are building. RAID 1 will give us 2 copies of our data, which I feel is sufficient for its scope as a home cloud storage. Note that we will be using two 2 TB hard disk drives instead of the 16 GB drives in the actual setup. Smaller drives are being used now for quicker syncing of the RAID to be accommodated in a video. So let's start the install now by upgrading the packages. This could get a little long and we'll skip to save time. Next up, let's install mdadm utility, which would help us to create, manage, and monitor our software RAID. This utility would present the two devices, the two USB drives, as a single virtual device to the OS. Now, let's have a look at the command to create the RAID array. This command creates a RAID array dev md0 of level 1, which means mirroring using the two devices defsda1 and defsdb1. Now, let's get the command executed. Execute mdadm-d to verify the details of the array that we just created. Here, take a note of the racing status. It currently shows 1%. At this moment, RAID software is ensuring that all data in the array is being synced across the two devices. After this process is completed, we would need to take a backup of the new array that we created. So let's jump onto it. Let's check the status once again. Now we can see that the sync is complete and state has changed to clean. It's now time to save the RAID array to a file. Let's try to connect as root and run the command once again. Now we will log out of root and start formatting the RAID device. Let's take a look at the command to format the array. It also shows calculations behind arriving at the many numbers used in this command. The command creates an ext4 file system having a block size of 4 KB, stride of 32, stripe width of 32, and leaves 1% free, so the file system won't get filled by normal users and cause issues. Let's now see the command in action. Let's issue another block ID command now, and we can see that the RAID device def md0 is listed there and is formatted as ext4. Now we will set up a directory to which the RAID array will be mounted. Ownership granted here are for the own cloud storage setup, which will be coming up shortly in this channel. If needed, you may set up ownership appropriately for your needs. Let's now mount the array to the directory we created. Now, we need to make sure that this file system gets mounted on reboot, and for that, we need to make an entry in the etcfs tab. It's good to take a backup before making any changes. Let's get UUID for the array from blockid command. This will be used to refer the array in the fs tab. Let's do a mount all to ensure that there are no errors. In case you would like to use this array as a NAS, go to next step. Others may stop here and proceed to own cloud setup. To use this array with Windows system, we'll be using a file sharing utility called Samba. So let's go and install Samba next. Next step, we will add user DietPi to the Samba system, and this user credentials would be used to connect to the NAS later. Next, we gotta update the Samba configuration file with the mount point of our array. As always, it's advisable to take a backup of the file before updating. Run test_parm next to ensure everything is in order. If you get a similar output, installation is successful. We need to restart our Samba service next. Head on to Windows Explorer and type the IP address of the Pi. Double-click NAS and type credentials for DietPi user we added to Samba. We are now in the array, and let's attempt to create a file. This is because we provided ownership on the array mount point to www data user earlier. Let's change that to DietPi and retry. Yes, it's working now, and we are able to access our RAID array formatted as ext4 from Windows. That's all for now, and if you feel interested, you can follow me with the rest of the build of this project. Thanks much and appreciate your time. Hope that was well spent. Cheers.